I feel like you like the ocean and you like the nature and stuff a lot.
Yeah, it's something I never really appreciated when I was younger, video games and computers inside, like, you know what I mean? Or just like gadgets, being around like music and stuff, like nature was kind of like not, it was there, but like, you know what I mean? Like I remember like camping on Darrell's Island when I was younger. A lot of camping, like staying across the corner with my family. So definitely affinity with outdoors, but now I think I'm like harnessed it a little bit different.
I feel like it's more than just like being a part of it, but now being connected to it.
Yeah, being connected. I think like even diving into like spirituality and myself helped a lot, like with understanding why I feel certain ways certain times of the year.
I don't want to be cheesy, but I guess kind of finding the frequency in yourself.
Finding tuning the frequency within yourself, because we all are receptors of frequency. So it's a matter of like what frequency or channel are we receiving. You know what I mean? Like it's low frequencies, which is easy to attach yourself to and resonate to, but like the higher frequencies are obviously, you can't get there. It's like a regular radio, you can't pick that up. You gotta have a special radio for that. So learning how to, adjust to those things is a part of it too. So yeah, definitely.
So where do you find your special radio?
My special radio, many years ago when I went to Africa, when I was like 9, we made an African dance company. Thought it'd be a great idea if I tagged along on a cultural exchange in Dagbamete village, and I went for a month, and it changed my life. So that was like my first step into like the reality of myself. Because I remember Saturday mornings going to practice and all of that, and I felt like I wanted to be him and playing like video games or something, or watching cartoons, or what every other 8, 9-year-olds doing, right? And I low-key kind of hated going to it until I went to Africa and really realized like what these songs I'm learning, and the songs that we're practicing and reciting, what they mean, and the people behind it, and actually discovering like my higher self before I even understood what that was. So just even having that first culture shock and interaction with that, it shocked me. So when I came back, it was hard for me to kind of identify with a lot of things that my friends were doing, but I, over time seep back into life and society here. But that was like my first introduction of like my special radio, like if we're gonna coin it as that.
When you say that was when you were 9 years old, did that moment, that part of your life of being at Africa at such a young age, has it impacted you so much into your adult age as well, like that moment?
The things I saw when I kind of like took in there, like I didn't understand them, but as time went on, it showed me like how my mentality was different from a lot of people just by being there and seeing certain things. And you'll see stuff on TV, yo, Africa this, Africa that, but I'm like, I'm been there. I know people, I'm writing to somebody that's there now, like, you know what I mean? And they're not repeating what I see on TV. So like reality and propaganda became very clear at a young age. But again, I didn't know the difference between the two. I only like kind of, felt it. I didn't really know exactly what it was. But as time went on, then, things become more separated. But
Yeah, it's a definitely different culture than
culture shock
Bermuda.
for sure.
And at that young age, I can see how it can definitely stick with you.
Yeah,
you see something like that.
You don't never forget stuff like even I had palm wine at a young age, and I spoke about that on Round the World on the album.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because like a lot of that first part of my verse is speaking to like that experience of me being there, and then like the more like shallow places after that. But like I started with like the depth, and then kind of worked my way back. And yeah, it's having stuff like palm wine and being at rituals and seeing like stuff that you can't even imagine. Like you can't tell people about these things because they'll never understand it unless they go and see it themselves, and they're like, oh, okay. Like, so yeah.
I like that. It's a pivotal like experience for you that really does reflect a lot in your music. So I guess let's start from the top.
past the firmament.
So let's just start with that one there, exonerating the old you.
The new you, yeah, that one. It's probably the newest song I wrote on the project, to be honest. It was a song that I felt the energy of it last year this time, and some people know, but you knew, like I had that bike accident like around this time last year, and it changed like a lot of perspective for me about like life and what I'm doing and my priorities, my like what ultimately do I need to do and what do I want to do. Like everything came into focus, right? So I feel like what this song's speaking to is a part of me that's I've already gone through that process of exonerating the old me, but like being able to express it was like the ability came after that, like, you know what I mean, just being secluded on my own and just having time to think really on it. And like the progress I made since, like, I guess I started to like really take music and everything seriously, and even my life, right? But like exonerating your old self, like a lot of people have this mentality where they have to delete the old person that they used to be. And what I do is like when I'm not out a lot and I'm not around people a lot, and when I'm around peers that I used to go to school with and people that I used to have like great relationships, I still do, but I just don't see them as often. The things they say to me and like they'll speak on my progression, it reminds me that like as much as I hated where I was and everything about myself at that time period, I wasn't a bad person, and that person was only growing and learning for the first time. Like, you know what I mean? So it's something that we all forget, like, you know what I mean, at some point, like even with our parents and people before us, we have kind of like this like, oh, like you always like this and da 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 da. Like people don't really like think about like the progression that people have made. Like, well, this is all our first time here.
Yep.
This is our first time here. Like, so even your parents, everybody, we all like, nobody has a
blueprint.
A cheat code book about how to do this shit. So like,
you can only take from the lessons of other people and learn what they are doing and try not to repeat their mistakes, but everyone's life's going to be different. Yeah, but like at the same time, don't be hard on yourself and don't be afraid to push past where you think your limits are. Like your limits, you have no limits. Your only limit is yourself. And also to think like that just because you're in this moment of who you are and you're trying to like, don't delete the whole thing. Like you said, like all of you isn't that badness that you perceive yourself to be. Yeah, like remove the bad habits and stuff, but like you have to accept that like, okay, I fell into that spell, and once you accept that, it becomes easier not to fall into the spell again. It's like accepting something as the truth or reality is something that a lot of people run away, hence social media and everything that we have now. Filters and it's easier. Like it's way easier to just run away from the reality of what things are. So yeah, that one's more about like just embracing the reality and just it's okay, like, you know what I mean, like things will get better, you will become stronger, you'll get smarter, richer. You just have to like believe in yourself, and you won't lose who you were in the first place, because a lot of who you are like shapes the good person that you want to become. Because when you delete all that old stuff and people start bringing it up, you like, how mug does it feel to be like, oh, I changed all of that, I deleted that, but for other people it's not deleted, they still have that in their mind. So as much as you want to delete it, it's there. So yeah, just embrace you, the old you, the new you. Yeah. I like that. Let's play this next one. This one's my favorite. Oh, second favorite. High frequency.
Break the one time, break the one time, get your mind right, one time, yeah. High frequency, low frequency. Can you tell the difference? Can you do division? Manipulate the algorithm. Observe what you see, believe in what you can. Can you see the vision? Can you keep it vivid? You like this sound? Here comes some Africa, here comes some Africa, here comes some Africa. Direct straight flight to America, without no passengers, ready to massacre. Yo, coming from the Isles of Bermuda, chillin', we ain't got no Cadillacs, but we got a lot of hatchbacks and scooters. People make the rules up and never opted for improvements. The Gumby Beat Initiative, that's the movement.
Okay, I'll pause it there, because I want to know your opinion about this as an artist, and I want to talk deeper into it, but like, bringing Bermuda into your music, does that matter to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's something that I don't know, like I like being in the face of doubt. I love it. Like anybody that's like, oh, it can't be done. I'm like, how can I do it to make them feel bad like that? That like they even said something like that. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I remember people being like, when I first started music, yeah, Bermudians ain't that good. They don't song right. The accent is trash or da, da, da. But I'm like, this is the most like wickedest part about us. Like when we go anywhere in the world, people are like, what's the first thing people say when they hear you talk?
Where you from?
So it's like that's the pool number one. Why are we deleting the first pool? Because you don't like it, or like, come on, like let's like we all talk to each other. Like me on WhatsApp, voice noting people. You're not like delete your accent. Like, come on, like so like I don't know. It's a self-hate thing. I think a built-up self-hatred thing, right? So that was like that's root like thing number one. Two, you hear them, right? You hear them.
What
the Costa Rican tree frogs, right?
The Costa Rican tree
yeah, that's what they are. So these motherfuckers, you can't do anything without at nighttime without them being infiltrating like the sound space, right?
Yeah.
And that's and then the thing with that is like I'm years of recording and I was trying to like get rid of it, and to a point where I just started to embrace it, and I'm like, I'm gonna just purposely put it in my music now and tune them to the key of the songs. Like, so some of the music has like tree frogs in it, so it's very much Bermudian elements. And even speaking on Bermuda topics is like a huge thing that Case actually, funny enough, was on this song. He inspired me to kind of speak more on Bermuda topics, because it was something I was afraid of coming up. I came in a different social group than he was, but he was in a space already when I met him where he was open to speaking on it and openly, like, and like actually clapping back at people that thought, you know what I mean, differently. Like, so yeah.
Just talking about this song though, it's not just self-hatred though, because when we talked about the song earlier, like it's also hatred on Black men.
Right. So it's a deeper meaning to High Frequency is being like, as artists, being Black in Bermuda and being younger, being attacked. Being younger, we guys had the intentions of like doing great things and being positive and being in the spaces to change the narrative. And we got the complete opposite response, where it was like security kicking us out. Like, we would get invited to certain spaces and, you know, privileged and honored by these people, but like there's somebody that's not in the mix or somebody that's not on the same page as they are, and it's an issue. Like, you guys have to leave, or you can't be here now, or you can't do that here, or like, you know what I mean? It's so many, you got like, we didn't call you back because you were unapproachable, or like it's always a new term or new word to be used, but it's never like honesty straight and forward. Like, it's because you were Black and sorry, he made a mistake because he didn't know you were supposed to be here. But like, as we get older now, like we're older now, and I guess we're well known in these spaces now.
You made a good name for yourself, yeah. Pick it up.
People like, it's easy for me to walk around in these spaces and not be called out or like pulled aside.
It's this new level of, I don't know, approachability.
I'm approachable now.
Yeah, which is crazy because like you haven't changed who you are. Yeah. They just decided to
in
get
my mind, I'm probably less approachable now due to like the tolerance level that I have than I was then. Like, I would have tolerated a lot. Like, you probably could have got me for a lot less and a lot easier at that age. But now it's like, now I'm always like, you have to like respect the name. You have to put some respect on my name.
Exactly. Exactly.
So okay, so like,
in terms of that story, what is the high frequency part and what's the low frequency
so
part?
Like, obviously, like when we were speaking earlier about frequencies and being tuned in, like the low frequencies, obviously, like, I don't want to be that person, but like, you know what I mean? Drinking recreationally, like, you know what I mean? On a weekend or a weekday, like, you know what I mean? Which is fine. Like, we all drink, like, communities like to drink, cool. But that's a culture that's really killing us, like, you know what I mean? And say what you want, like, I drink too, but like, I'm very conscious about how I do it and when I'm doing it, and like, you know, where, like, and
with who,
and that's the difference, like, you know what I mean? And like, how much you're drinking and why you're drinking, like, you know what I mean? Like, I ask myself all of these things before I start to even say, okay, let me get, like, it's a lot for me to even buy a ticket. If you have to get tickets to get a drink, okay, you lost me already, because I have to think about this now. I'm waiting in line. This is time for me to really, so and then high frequency, when you're in spaces where it's like it's a complimentary glass of wine, but it's not her to drink. It's just it's a part of the vibe. So it's optional if I do drink. No one's pressuring me to drink, but if I do drink, I'm not really in the space of like, I'm gotta get on everybody else's level and kind of catch up and just get in the vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like the vibe is whatever I want it to be. And that's the difference between, I guess, high frequency and low frequency spaces. And like, I've seen that across the board in Bermuda, like all sorts of like races, everyone's got a different energy and a different vibe. And it's nice to be in tune with all frequencies, really, because like if you're on one side of it, you don't really appreciate the other side. You know what I mean? So having that balance of in between is great. But understanding the difference between the two is key.
Now you got me thinking.
Yeah, it's a deep thing, because like I spoke about this to somebody the other day, like about like, they say it's like, oh, it's 2 Bermudas, but like really like it's probably about 4 different Bermudas at this point.
There's so many different
Bermudas and shit, like everything is sky high, right? But like, if you don't experience, or let's just say you experience one side of Bermuda, you'll never understand what it's like to be on the other side. Like, but if you experience all 4 sides, it's almost like you understand, and you don't have like that resentment. I know people that have resentment about people that are like living in fairylands and like, fucking rich people, but it's like, do you even want that lifestyle though? If you had, like, if it was available, would you really want that lifestyle? Would you really want to live there and do what they do? Or like, or do you like the idea of just having money? And if you had money, you wouldn't even be worrying about what they're doing. You'd be so caught up on what you're doing and having fun with your life, experiencing your human experience without boundaries and limits. And that's the difference. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's angry about money until they have it. And then you're cool, you're good. Like, you know what I mean? So is it really the people over there that have you angry, or is it in a situation that has you angry? You know what I mean? So that's like the other half of like high frequency, low frequency is on just, do you know the difference? You know what I mean?
Like, do division.
I'm working check to check, but there's a reason I'm working check for check. Like, I can switch my job, I can save, I can do something. But if I do nothing and do the same shit and drink and smoke every weekend, the same thing's gonna keep happening. So just over the years, just being able to have that experience and see different things and be around different people unlocks that thing in your mind that says like, I can live whatever life I want to live. You know what I mean?
Just gotta be able to read the frequencies.
Read the frequencies and go to what feeds you and what aligns with your frequency. It's really, that's what matters at the end of the day, your happiness and your solitude, right?
Yeah, it's finding out exactly what even causes you to feel the way you feel. I'm just gonna play this one for the vibes, but I'm not gonna talk about it.
That's a deep conversation.
This one's been pretty much all around the island at this point.
Everywhere. It's funny because people are like, this is what about them? I'm like, for all of them.
People who gets the secret untold, the lifestyle unfold. Hurt people, hurt people. Hurt people. Who gets the secrets untold, lifestyle unfold, go to iPhone. Hurt people.
You said you wanted something different, you consider me. Now you want beef me because we disagree. Could get blocked in real life without my memories. Hurt people gon' find a way, extend the grief. See, I was looking for a blessing, teach you how to love me, I end up with a lesson. As a woman, why you bringing me up?
Why you bringing me up as a
I love Busby, that line, it hurt my feelings, so I know it's gonna hurt. As a woman, why you bringing me up?
Like, it's just like,
excuse me.
Coming at me like a man. What's wrong with this?
Don't do that.
My softness, my peace, like.
Okay.
That's really what it's about. It's not this. It's just like, fuck, like, niggas at work act like that. Like, you treat me like this.
Favorite about to turn to a whole stranger. Had me off track, but I ain't a Jeep Wrangler. Come heal, baby, I ain't wanna have to tame you. You could do the work too, I promise it'll save you. Now hurt people, heal people, let's change it. Hurt people, heal people, let's go, let's go.
Hurt people. Who gets the secret untold, the lifestyle unfold. Hurt people. Hurt people. Who gets the secrets untold, lifestyle unfold, go to iPhone. Hurt people. Yesterday, A girl called me, said she want to be around me. Now she round, she all on me. Now I'm sitting here all lonely. Say why she wanna run away? She run away from G. I don't really care if your style's on fleek. Loves all that.
Alright, who's that about? Who's that one about?
Well, all of them, man. That's about all of them, man.
Why she wanna run away from
Oh
G?
man, like, people, like, I don't get it. Like, you go through all of that just to, like, you know, like, and like, I feel like my verse is a little bit more playful because I'm in a space now where it's comical to me. So like, my verse isn't as serious as some people take it. Like, they're like, oh God, it's like, it's really comical for me to even express that the way I did. It wouldn't be possible if I was angry, right? So, even that's the line, like, why are we being family? Like, what, how, I feel fucked up because I see a family all the time, and they're like, hey. But it's like, how do you feel? Like that doesn't hurt you or affect you at all. Like, what made you think, like, oh, let me try and bring him around my family and then see if I, like, really like him? Like, you know what I mean? That makes no sense to me. Like, you bring people around your family that you're sure about, innit? But that's, like, it's all part of, like, the relationship dynamics. It's like, sometimes, like, people might be the person that you need in your space, but then the reflection gets you. The reflection fucks you up because you're like, you start to see yourself and their inconsistencies.
There's one of them that gave me kind of like old 90s, a little bit of retro in there from the intro. This one gives me a little bit of scissor. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me a little scissor, a little, yeah, at the very beginning, a little retro.
It's like some cacao chocolate. Got me feeling ever since we laid low. Got me thinking about that time we spent. Say me love you a long time and never let you go. And if you're tryna go bye-bye, let me know. Chocolate painting where you chop up. If we link up, we have to lock up. You wanna go with the key in the middle of the sea, so you know you're next to me, yeah. Natural high, make me sort out. Looking in the sky, baby, never look down. I know that you're hooked now, you're hooked now, you're hooked now. Who they seen the feelings forever, but they ain't never seen us. The way they get up into the shape and they see us, they wanna breathe up. But when we link up, we do this thing when we rock the side, make the syrup. Baby, sweet up, I level up, yeah. Put your feet up, yeah. I level up, right now. Yeah, you taste like some cacao chocolate. Got me feeling ever since we laid low. Got me thinking about that time we spent. Say me love you a long time and never let you go. And if you're tryna go bye-bye, let me know.
See, I'm usually level-headed. I don't be sweating a text thread just to get embedded. I'm unfettered at a few missed calls, I'm vetted. Because most always they end up in my bedding. So why then am I stunned and tripping off a vixen? Like I ain't me, ain't called back in a week, turning up at a job like I'm creeping. Or extra for no reason, and I'm spinning like a smoothie for your pre-run. Hold up, now I'm getting all worked up. Should've never gave me a taste, now I can't even throw you up. Just lingering in my mouth like how the hell I get you out or get you in. How I get me on your mind, got me acting like a sim. Got me looking for your name, like is she gonna call today? And I gotta be acting all busy. Meanwhile, I'm buoy bobbing in the bay, hoping I'm mobbing all the commentary in your space and like waiting around for a hey, sorry this text is so late.
Can you taste like some cacao chocolate?
I shall what?
Oh man.
I feel hard.
She's in this album Heavy, and she's on 2 songs, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 songs.
Yeah, and she's
it's funny because she is the reason I even started this project. She's the reason I never thought I would, like, I needed to do, like, I'm a producer, so why do I need to make an album? And she was like, oh, it's on me. Like, I'm like, Stealth Ninja. She's like, no. And like, we need you. And she's heard me like record within like the confines of my, humble abode. And like, she's heard the song. So it's just like, nah, we need a Dark G album. And Fab, I'm always been like, nah. And she kind of got on me about it. And I said, well, you know what? Like, might as well just, could it happen? I was like, I might as well just start.
Might as well.
Might as well just go for it. And yeah, here we are. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Big up Saisha. My partner in crime right there.
Big up Saisha. Yeah, this one, I mean, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Obviously, it's given a lot of, love, respect to the melanated queens of the world.
Yes.
But it's got this really nice, like, just a really fun beat that makes you just, like, think of summer, like...
Staple music.
Yeah, it's staple music. Exactly that, and, like, to, like, feel that love and be treated, like, the way you want, or, like, be in that relationship the way you want to. Like, like, how you want to be treated throughout that relationship. I liked Aisha's lyrics when she was, like, talking, like...
Yeah, because that like, any, like...
When you're really sipping for somebody...
It's only, like... I'm going to say it. It's only, like, a black woman that's getting hey, like, that you're feeling, like, yo, she come on, like... Answer me, come on, like... She got answers,
Well, what would you rather be? Left on wear or left on deliver?
Oh, man. Don't even read it. If you're not gonna reply, don't read it. Don't even open it. Just let me don't let me live in the I can't even say delusion. Like it's just the reality of like you read it. No, it's not. You read it and you're not gonna say nothing back to me. Now I'm gonna see you at some point maybe, and then it's just like, do I speak to you? Because like I spoke to you virtually, but
I've done that before.
I don't really believe in that still because I feel like okay, you didn't answer me back digitally, but like. There's a chance, like that don't count really, but like if it does, it does. But like if it don't, it don't. Like that's my whole thing with it. But don't don't read it.
Don't read it.
Don't read it.
I look right up in the stars and ask which one do I come from and which one is coming down. Is it up or we're looking down? And what can I control? And what should I let go? Yo, I was born with nothing, that was me from the get-go. I just worked hard for it and I put all my energy and all my time into something that fuels my fire. It's something that my soul desires, that thing that will never retire. Forever and ever inspire. Elevate higher. I know at times it's hard, times when it feels bizarre. That's when I talk to God and all my problems solved. And then the big lift up, and then the problems go,
Yeah, this one kind of gave me those spiritual vibes, those uplifting vibes. Yeah, like,
it's very spiritual song.
I don't think I actually heard you even mention God in any of your other songs before. Do you mention him regularly? Because that was a shock when I first listened to it. I was like, are you bringing God into this?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because like you talk a lot about spiritual energies and everything like that, and like.
Yeah, I don't really like to speak on God too much because I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, Case is a little bit more edgy, and he's done it before. He's said some crazy things in reference to God, but like, for me, it's a little bit more deeper than like I just certain things I just can't say on wax. But after that incident where I had the accident, I hadn't spoke to God. Like I was giving thanks on a daily, like just giving thanks just for being alive. Like I didn't ask for nothing. I was just, I'm just happy to be here and still be able to like have another chance to do what I want to do and need to do. And it was like maybe like before August, like I prayed and I asked, not even for something for me, but like just to be in a position to be able to like bless people around me and give them opportunity to do the things that make them happy the same way I had people around me to kind of provide things for me. And different vendors started to unlock after that. Like in like this past few months, like so many things are just doors, and like people have been like reaching out to me to do things and opportunities that I would have never imagined I would be able to do. Just they're coming at me like right after the other. So it's something that I know is always been there for me, but like I don't tap into it as much as I should. And maybe that's one of the things that kind of helps me to stay grounded. Like I'm not always asking for things. I like to do things like as much as I can myself, and if I do need help, I kind of ask God for help. Like, you know what I mean? And through him, it's going to be other people that's going to help me, but the right people. Like, you know what I mean? I could just ask anybody for help, but like that's not going to really help me, is it? Like I need the people that need. So like I feel like he stirs those people, or it stirs those people towards my direction. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's my belief anyhow, that like through prayer, like like many things are possible, but like it isn't the way that the way people think it might be happening. Why my mind anyhow? But, yeah.
Well, let's talk. I want to talk a little bit just about like you being intentional and like especially with like the people that you work with. So a lot of artists on this track with you that helped you, as you talk about like people who have like helped and supported you throughout ways. So like, what was your intent? Like, what makes you intentional with the people that you put on this album?
Like it's just a family vibe. Like these are people that like they're not just artists to me. Like they're family. Like, you know what I mean? I see them on a daily. Like not every time I see them it's music. Not every time I see them it's recording. Not every time I see them it's like how do we like sometimes it's just life. Like, you know what I mean? And we're talking about like our experiences and how like what dealt with the day and family. Like, you know what I mean? So Kenji is not even necessarily an artist, but I've known Kenji since preschool days. Like, you know what I mean? Like growing up with Kenji my entire life, but now we're doing music together, something we'll never explored. Like, but again, family. Like, so that I'm not gonna put it some random person because you can rap on my tape. Like, you have to also align with these songs as well too, right? So a lot of these songs were created with intention of projecting an energy. So what I didn't say was like the first 6 songs speaking to my ego and my lower self, not necessarily 100% every lyric, but the ideas and the energy are from that point of my life, and I'm able to articulate it differently now for people to accept it and not realize, oh wow, like this is about. But and the other 6 songs are my reflection and my higher self, and it's interesting where the artists are placed and why, but like mostly, they're all under due to being family, because like no one else could have been on there besides them. Like it had to be, you know.
I love that.
It has to be them.
Because there's a lot of people on this.
Yeah,
it's not just you. It is a big
and Bento
project.
Mixing and mastering. He's also on Green Flags as well too. He mixed and mastered the entire project, but I've been working with Bento around the same time I met Cakes, like, you know what I mean, and his progressed also differently in a different space, and he's doing crazy things, but yeah, still family. Like, you know what I mean. It's not really about like we do music together and like that. Like, nah, like I knew his parents. I knew like everybody's parents on my tape. I knew the parents, and I can speak to the parents. I've probably been to all the houses, the family houses maybe as well too. Like, you know what I mean. It's like this whole family, yeah. So
I love that. So let's jump into the major question then. Why Lunar?
Lunar, my affinity with the moon. I
Got
probably
your
told
first
you this.
tattoo.
I was against getting tattoos. I told myself I would never get a tattoo. It's the stupidest thing. I'm dark skin, you'll never see it. So I got my it's a half moon. Oh no, what a crescent moon, sorry. So I got my birthmark actually transformed into it. So it's like the same shade as my birthmark. And I just turned it into a moon tattoo. But yeah, my affinity with the moon starts back from Nicky Bascom. Nicky Bascom and Kenji is also on the tape. Again, like I said, I grew up with these guys since like grassroots level, school and all that. Nicky gave me my nickname that stuck with me still to today, Moonhead, and it's evolved to Mooney. A lot of people don't really call me that because I'm kind of grew into my hair, but it was shaped like a half moon, like a serious crescent moon. Sorry, it was a mud one, like, you know what I mean. Like back in the days, it wasn't, the glow up didn't hit yet. The hair wasn't happening. Like it was a lot going on, and yeah, it was Moonhead for a long time in my life. And I remember people like, why did they call you? They're like, Moonhead. Like it's like, so yeah, nah. So it's something that's stuck. It's embarrassing to have a nickname that's like that. Like, it's cool until you get around girls and then they're like, why do you call you Moonhead? And fuck, now you gotta pick me apart now. But once I started to embrace it, and then I actually called myself, when I circled back actually to become a producer, my first producer name was DJ Mooney. And it was Moonshine Productions. And my first track was with Nicky Bascom. Like, that was the first beat. Like, him and Adrian James, they did a song. I like the way I like the way you move. It was something I can't even remember. I remember it, but it was like an old beat. And I remember I promised Case that beat, and Nicky was like, nah, I'm ready to get on. He bought it from me immediately. So I was like, yeah, Case is slack, and I gave it to Nicky, and he was all mad at me, like, bro, I love that beat. And I'm like, hey man, these guys are making music videos and stuff. Let them do it, right? But yeah, so I started to embrace the whole moon hair thing, and yeah, I just became more aligned with like the moon as like I started to get older, and I started to do more things at the night, and I become more active at nighttime. So I spent a lot of time outside, and obviously like the real thing to look at when everything's dark is like really the illuminated things in the sky, right? So yeah.
That's your frequency now.
That's my frequency now, up in stratosphere somewhere. I'm always at like an affinity with the moon and those things. So
I guess we'll close it out with maybe your favorite song of the album.
My favorite song?
Go ahead.
I want highs, I want vibes, I want nice, please don't buy. Yeah, 9 out of 10 in my books, and we ain't even talking about looks. Good girl with her head in the books, she ain't gotta just clean, I ain't gotta just cook. She got me on the line with a hook, she loyal to me, the haters are shook. The climb to success comes with stress, but you hold the ladder, side with some banter, subsidize with laughter, with minimal anger. If all let's go, we can move to the next chapter of our lives. Things looking nice, rings and things, and all the people doing rice. Kombucha on the eyes, yeah, you know the vibes. The food's looking right, that local fish and truffle fries, vision's looking bright. It's giving queendom heights. Put my stress to the test, give it flat line. I don't want no jumping up and down, no spiking. Deleted Instagram, now it's only you I'm liking. Indulging to enlightenment and be our own excitement. And when we hit the lows, we don't loosen, we just tighten. And when you get all up in your head and get frightened, you let me know we could talk, cause we don't like typing. And joining all the hyping, doing all the gimmicks, sending memes and TikToks, latest trends we don't wanna hear. We just wanna learn. Cross the seas on a beach you never seen before, period. Although we minimal, the bank accounts looking serious. Climb to the top, mountain peak is easy clearance. Card stack with the billions, heavily resilient. I don't want no other chick, I just wanna feel it with you.
It's easy to want more, easy to want more, easy to want more. Yeah. When your light is shining, I stare back at you. Never knew the hardest part was what I had to do.
It's like a
The
voice.
guitar in that one's nice.
Yeah, so it's a weeping guitar on that one. Yeah, it's one of my dad's first guitars. It actually has the same strings on it. It's never changed the strings on it.
Oh wow!
The neck still needs work, but when guitars are like off tune or like the intonations are off, they sound like the set when you play them, which is horrible when you want to play like out and play like in the context of like other musicians. But like in this setting, like I'm able to like perfectly tune it to where I need it to. The guitar's weeping the whole track, like it's crying because it's like, fuck, like, fuck, like this is like, when we're gonna get this shit right. So on Green Flags is the opposite of people, like, you know what I mean? We're not highlighting the wrongs and relationships that we experience, but like the things that we actually want to experience when we embark in relationships. So if there was a prerequisite that you needed about what I want to do with you, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? So don't say, oh, I didn't know because
I didn't listen to your album.
Red flag. No, I don't like that's not a requirement to listen to my music. But like that's that if you want to know, that's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Bless Derek.
My G.